I would tell you folks to start off a little story. And I'll tell you the whole story, but it's probably best if I start right from the beginning. And I call this the whole story because it's about a card with a hole in it. Therefore, it is a whole card. Everyone go, that was right on cue. Now, there's also such a thing as a whole card that's called a whole card because it doesn't have a hole. Therefore, it is a whole card. You got it. Now, there's also a whole card that's called a whole card because it doesn't have a hole. But this is a whole card because it does have a hole. Make sense, yes? That's my favorite answer. Now this is a trick that it does. I can take one of the whole cards, turn it around, and now we get bippity boppity boo, spot card. Everyone go yay! You can do the same illusion with these ones over here. You turn it around and we get 2 spot cards. Everyone go yay! But that's not the trick I want to show you. That's a neat trick, but that's not the trick I want to show you. You can take this whole card and it becomes an honest to goodness, look, there's a ceiling. It was a little over my head. I didn't. Now, that was for the giggles. Now for the tricks. This is an honest to goodness spot card. I mean, this spot is not coming off. Now, you have these 2 whole cards, put them together for a spot card. You get these 2 whole cards, 0% spots. But we could get spots if we say the magic words, bippity boppity boo. We get a whole bunch of spots. That's the trick. Thank you very much. I should say that's a trick. That's not the trick I actually want to show you. You see, we have these 2 whole cards, put them together for a spot. You take, this is the real thing I want to show you. See, this whole card is also a spot card. It's just that you can't see the spot because it's a red spot on a red back card, right? What you can do is transfer it to this card. So now we have a whole card that is a spot. We have a whole card that has a spot that we can't see. We have a whole bunch of spots. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is the whole story. Whole story. Insert giggles there. Thank you very much. Now, by a round of applause, how many of you have ever seen me perform before? By a round of applause. I have some fans. By another round of applause, who has never seen me before? More people don't know who the heck I am. Well, for those of you who know me, for those of you who don't know me, I should say, my name is Jonas Cain, as Rich said. For those of you who do know me, my name is still Jonas Cain. And I have a little magic I'd like to share with you folks. And this is kind of interesting. Because that was a magic trick I showed you, and it was we got some giggles out of it, but to get even more giggles, we have the joke book. I've been studying Tim's delivery. It was absolutely amazing. I'm going to work on his delivery with the jokes from this book. It's called Absurd Jokes. Have any of you ever read this? Not many people have. I wrote it. Hasn't quite caught on yet, but it's filled with destined to be classics, such as, let's see, these are ridiculous. I dare say they're, okay, this is a fun one. What did one bucket say to the other? You look a little pale. Oh, thank you, I forgot sound first. Thank you very much. Okay, this is another one. I went to a wedding recently between 2 antennas. The ceremony was pretty nice, but the reception was amazing. They were antennas. Oh, but who brought her anyway? What's your name, miss? Caitlin? Caitlin? But seriously, Caitlin, it was an emotional wedding. Even the cake was in tears. I accept groaners. I accept that. Enough with the jokes. Caitlin's going to help me out with a little magic. Caitlin, where are you from? I've been to North. You came all the way from Northampton just to see us? Thank you. Give Caitlin a nice big hand. Thank you, Caitlin. I'm going to get close to you, Caitlin. It's not that kind of show, Caitlin, no. What you're going to do, Caitlin, is I'm going to just flip through the pages of the book. I won't make you read a joke. But you will just say stop. Wherever you say stop, that's going to become your page. You will look at one word on that page. Make sense? Right now. You just say stop and you go, oh, are you happy here? Or do you want to change your mind? Caitlin is happy. You know what I like about you, Caitlin? Is you're happy. You were paying attention. That's right. Caitlin, the bookmark goes in. You're going to look at the very first word. Do not tell me what it is. Do not tell anyone else what it is. The very first word that you see. Don't say what it is. Do you see it? If I ask you later, you'll be able to tell us. So I can take the bookmark out. You may hang on to the book. Give Caitlin a nice big hand. All right, Caitlin. This is your big moment to shine. Inside of this suitcase, I even have my hand on it right now. I have my hand on a piece of paper. And on that piece of paper, Caitlin, there is a word written down. Is it possible that the piece of paper that I am holding has the word that Caitlin is just randomly thinking of now? Is it possible? No? Didn't you just see the spots, the holes? You saw the holes, right? Did you see spots? Yes, it is possible. It's not likely, but it is possible. Caitlin, as soon as you say your word, I'm going to take this piece of paper out, I'm going to open it up, I'm going to show everyone for the first time, what word are you thinking of? Eat! On this piece of paper, inside this dictionary. Eaves, E-A, ladies and gentlemen, I'll let you take a look. Your name is? Lori, what word is that? Do you see it? Eat. It is eat! Say it! Eat! It's eat! Give her a nice big hand! Now, please, Cain, verify. You can flip through every page. Now, every word on every page doesn't just say eat. That would be cheating. Right. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking at this point. So far, so what? But you might also be thinking that there was a problem, a miscommunication, if you will. And this really reveals the true nature of the problem with communication, is the illusion that it's taken place. Because I told Caitlin that I had a piece of paper with a word written down. I just didn't say it was a whole bunch of pages, a whole bunch of words. But what I said was true. But for those of you who did think it would just be one piece of paper and one word, in the very back of this book, it's a special piece of paper. Everyone go, I like it. In it, this piece of paper, stuck inside the dictionary. On one side of this piece of paper is a picture of me. On the other side is one word. What was your word again? Eat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You may keep the card in the book as a souvenir. Thank you so much. Look at that, tricks and giggles all in one. It's just really, that's just special. Now, this is my second time performing here at the Wherehouse. Much better turnout than the first time I performed. This was years ago. I mean, I was probably like 12 or 15 years old. It was one of my, this is a true story. This story is at least 90% true. One of my very first magic shows. It wasn't as much of a turnout. I think what it is, this is for a good cause. Give yourselves a big hand. This is for a good cause. Something was amazing happening, you wanted to come out and support it. My thing, I don't know, it was just a little party. There was about 10 or so people gathered around. I'm going to show you folks one of the very first tricks I ever put into my show. When I was 12 years old, I made this little box. I made it myself, as you can tell. But inside the box was something very, very special. Inside the box, I had these giant-sized cards, because it was kind of a big deal. This is my favorite table. It really is. You don't usually get any laughs. I'm gonna try really hard for you folks. All right. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 humongous cards, and I placed one card away inside the box. And yet, when I counted the cards, I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Everyone was stunned silent, just like this. But then everyone threw their hands up in the air and they said, "That's amazing!" That was great. Most of you. That was, well, some of you. This table especially did a very good job. Give it a hand. I'm going to do this again for this side of the room. All right. I don't blame you folks. Here's the thing. I blame the story. I like to think I'm a storyteller, you know. I like to tell stories. Most of them are at least 90% true. I'm going to tell you a story that's at least 50% true. This is a true story. Very first magic show I ever did right here at the Wherehouse. I was just 6 years old. Did my very first show. Right out of this box. I didn't even know how to spell yet. This is crazy. There was about 100 people gathered around at the Wherehouse, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 humongous cards, and I placed 1, 2 cards away. And yes, I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. They threw their hands up in the air and they said, "Thank you, thank you." Now the folks at the back. We're almost there. We almost have the entire room now. But here's the thing. I don't blame you folks. I blame myself. I blame the story. The story didn't engage you enough. I'm going to do this one last time. Very first magic show I ever did. I was just 3 years old. Little 3-year-old me hanging out here at the Wherehouse. There was about 1,000 people gathered around. This story is at least 25% true. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, and I placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards away. Here's the thing, I was only 3 years old. I didn't know how to count yet. So of the 5 cards, I put 9 of them away. And yet I still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And when all the cards disappeared, everyone was so amazed. And everyone said, she's amazed. Thank you, thank you. You know, whenever I do this magic stuff, you know what people always say to me? They say Jonas, because that's my name. They say, "Jonas, how'd you do it?" They say, "Jonas, how'd you do it?" It was in stereo, thank you, perfect. Well, here's the thing, there's a rule in magic. You never reveal the secret. There's really 3 rules of magic. One is never reveal the secret. You know why that is? Because everyone's going to know how it's done. It takes away the surprise. That's the first rule. The second rule is to never do the same trick twice for the same group of people. You know why that is? Well, it takes away the surprise. You know what's going to happen, so it takes away the surprise. There's a third rule. You know what the third rule is? Don't take away the surprise! Exactly! You see? Are you a magician?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell me. You don't want to take away the surprise! Surprise! What's your name? What's your name? Shayna. Shayna. Where are you from, Shayna? You're from Springfield, just like Tim. Hey. Do you know Tim?
No.
Would you like to? He's single. You're not single. Okay. Well, Shayna, you're going to help us out with a little trick. Now, because you're maybe a magician, you will probably be able to figure this out. Magic is kind of like a riddle. People try and figure out how tricks are done. People try and figure out how riddles are done, right? They try and figure them out. I have a little riddle for you. Imagine that I have 3 little white invisible cups face down on this stool. Can you see them, Shane? That's perfect. They're invisible. If you couldn't see them, I'd be worried. I also have a little red ball. Can you see the little red ball? Perfect. The little red ball wants to go underneath one of the cups, but it won't start inside the cup. It's going to start off inside my pocket. I'm going to magish them all. Oh, look at the hands too. It's perfect. She is a magician. I'm going to magish the ball out of my pocket, underneath one of the cups. But no one is going to see me do it because I am a good magician. I have been practicing so I don't take away the surprise. But you have to try and guess which cup has the ball. But here's the thing, you can only choose one. Shayna, do you think the ball is underneath cup number 1, cup number 2, or cup number 3? Cup number 2. It's not underneath cup number 2. I'm just going to tell you, it's not there. I'll give you another shot. 1 or 3? I'm going to be honest with you. You're not good at this. It's not underneath cup number, it's underneath cup number 1. Would you like to know why? I told you you could only choose one. I'm sorry to ruin the surprise. I'll tell you what, I'll give you another shot. This time you're going to be able to see everything. You can see and hear everything. We have the real cup number 1. Let's see. Let's go over here. What's your name? Bella? Bella. That's a beautiful name. Bella. You may take a look at the cup and let's see. Who's this gentleman over here? What's your name, sir? Hey, Yarmo. Nice to meet you, Yarmo. There's a little ball. You can take a look at the ball. Now, if the ball happens to look like a cat's toy, well, I was going to say purely coincidental. I'll give it back to my cat later, thank you. And Bella, is there anything inside the cup?
No.
No. Now, if the cup happens to look like a toothbrush holder that you might find at Target, also purely coincidental. Here's what's going to happen. The ball is going, it wants to go inside the cup. That's where it wants to go, but it's not going to start inside the cup. It's going to start off inside my pocket, just like a moment ago with Shayna. I'm going to sneak the ball, magish the ball out of my pocket, and place it back underneath the cup without any of you seeing. Are you folks ready? So are you ready? You don't have to yell. All right. The ball starts off inside my pocket. We give it a little woo, and we go woo, and it goes back underneath the cup, and we go yay! Yay! I really love you folks. Now here's the thing. Whenever I do this, you know what people say to me? They say, Jonas, do it again.
Jonas, do it again.
We just went through this. I can't do it again. Ruin the surprise. We don't want to ruin the surprise, right? I can't do it again because it will ruin the surprise. That's just, it's a lot like life, you know? When we're going through life, we think we want to know what's going to happen next. And then once we find out, it's kind of disappointing, right? And then in magic shows, when we figure out how it's done, we're like, oh, it's kind of disappointing. We say we want to know, but we don't really want to know. There's an exception to the rule, though, of ruining the surprise. I can do this trick again, but I just have to do it a little differently. I have to do it a little differently. I'm going to do this again, just a little differently. This is kind of like, it's one of my favorite sayings. When life gives us lemons, what do? Make beer? Yeah, twisted beer, right? Yeah, that's, who said that? Oh, Nick, right, I was talking to Nick earlier. Hi, Nick. I would say hi, Nick. We're going to do this again. The ball starts off inside my pocket. Shayna, I'm going to do this again. Do the little magician. Do your magician. You're so good. We could go on the road with this. Let's do it. Wait, but you're not single.
You're right.
Did everyone see Shayna magish the ball? Take a look. I'm going to hold it up so I can see what happens. Let's give Shayna a nice big hand. All right, enough of this tricking and giggling around. It is now time for the big trick. This is the one you've all come to see me do, even if you didn't know I was going to be in the show. This is the one you're going to be talking about after the show, because I'm going to remind you to think about this as you're leaving. This is a simple card trick, but where most card tricks end, this trick will only be beginning. Do we have any card players here? Any card players? No one plays cards anymore. We have 1 card player, 2 card players. Guys, see 3. We have 3 card players. All right. Let's go over here. What's your name? Diane? Diane, you don't have to come up here, Diane, but what I'm going to have you do is you're going to choose a card. I'll just shuffle through the cards. I'll give them a little shuffle. Wherever you say stop, that'll become your card. Make sense? You just say stop anywhere you like. Take your time, everyone's ready. I'll take a coat. Did I hear? Right here? All right. Take a look. For the next person to pick a card, a little louder. Okay, so that is your card. I'm going to show the people around you as well. All right, show the people around you. And you can choose anyone else here. Choose someone else. They're going to choose another card. Who is this person? Kathy, how do you know each other?
We work together.
You where? Where do you work together?
Central Chevrolet.
Central Chevrolet! What is sponsor? Everyone buy a car. And you get a car. And you get a car. I've always wanted to do that. Well, you just saw what happened. So you do the same thing. Just say stop and say shut. Well, no. You just say stop. Anywhere you like.
Stop.
Right there, take a look. Do not tell me what it is. Show the people around you. Don't say what it is. And you're going to choose one final person. Choose the final card.
Jerry Sullivan.
Jerry Sullivan. Where's Jerry Sullivan? Woo! Right over here. Is this Jerry? Hi, Jerry. Nice to see you. Jerry, you were paying. Now, here's what I like about this. I've been watching you all night. What I like about you is you've been watching closely, but you also look like you're a strong guy. Is this true?
Yes.
No, he says. Well, part of being strong is also being humble, so that makes sense. All right. Jerry, last card to be picked. I'll shuffle through. Just say stop anywhere you like. Right there, take a look. Do not tell me what it is. I'll show the people around you as well, as long as you remember, and maybe some other people in case you forget. The cards go into your hand. Now notice at no point do my hands leave my arms. Jerry, please take the deck of cards and shuffle the cards. I'm also going to give you the rubber band. When you are done shuffling, you will place the deck inside the rubber band, and then you will join us on stage, and he's going to get a nice big round of applause. Jerry, come on. I know we surprised you just now because the other people didn't have to come up. But you get to come up. Come right this way. You're doing a great job. So you have the rubber band around the deck. Perfect. Since I gave you the cards, I have not touched the cards. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I want to make sure this is on the up and up. You may place the deck of cards on the stool next to the cup and the lemon. My job, Jerry, is to find those 3 cards. Your job is to make it difficult for me to find those 3 cards. And to make it difficult, we need the special magic device of mystery. The straitjacket. We're going to need the straitjacket. Jerry, have you ever been in one of these? Not lately. What do you do at home? All right, let's try this, Jerry. You're not going to get into the straight. I do have insurance. I just don't want to have to use it. So I'm going to get into the straitjacket. What you're going to do, Jerry, is I'm going to turn so everyone can see what you're doing. You're going to twist those buckles. It's kind of like a series of belt buckles. You're just going to fasten them in place, starting with the very top one. And you start at the top and work your way all the way down. And make sure it's as tight as you can. You want to make sure that everything is fair and everything is balanced. That's okay. That's why we're here, to support you. Some of you might recognize this as a stunt that a magician of many moons ago, Harry Houdini, used to do this same stunt. He used to come here to Holyoke at the Wherehouse. Used to hang out here and get into the straitjacket. They would hang him upside down from the Wherehouse, from the plane that's outside. And he would escape from the straitjacket. Houdini could do this just about, I think around 2.5 minutes or so. Am I getting that right? 2.5 minutes or so? I'm going to see if I can break that record tonight. Oh, there's another strap between my legs. That doesn't have to be tight. We don't want to split up the Jonas Brothers. Thank you for your compassion. And once you have that, there's of course the arms. I'm going to cross my arms. You can buckle the last strap in place. And once Jerry's in, I'm going to see if I can break Houdini's record and escape in just about under 2.5 minutes, or at the very least beat my own personal record of just under 2.5 hours. Jerry, you did a wonderful job. I would shake your hand, but please accept this big round of applause. Thank you. That'll stay there. Does anyone have a watch with a second hand? Or an iPhone app? We have an iPhone app or a watch. Okay, we have them right at this table. You have a second, that's what we need. Perfect. And your name? You don't trust me, do you? I'm single too, you know. Oh, there's Mom. Hi, Mom. Well, thank you, Mom, very much for coming. I'm sorry I forgot to invite you, but I'm glad someone did. All right. As soon as I say go, you're going to start counting. And when we get to 10 seconds, you'll say 10 seconds. When we get to 30 seconds, say 30 seconds. When we get to 1 hour, say 1 hour. As soon as you say go, I'm going to start. If you chose a card, please raise your hand so I can see where we have 1, 2, and Jerry's over there. That was number one. All right, last card. This is always a hard one. Drum roll, please. Oh, I think I got two cards, so I'm going to put one back. This must be it. 10 and a half. No, I'm not okay. That's why I'm at the warehouse. Getting restrained by Terry. Where did my life go wrong? Oh, I found 3 cards. I found 3 cards. But are they the right 3 cards? I'm going to call out each card one at a time. If you hear your card, you will say, yes, that's my card. If you don't hear your card, please say, yes, that's my card. Gotta keep the show going. Let's see, the first card. Drum roll, please. King of Hearts.
Yes, that's my card.
That's yours?
Yeah.
From the shuffled deck of cards. All right, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Second card. 3 of Clubs.
Yes, that's my card.
That's your card. Now, you're not kidding me, right? This really is your card. I was in a straitjacket. From a shovel deck of cards. If there's one card left, this must mean it's Jerry's. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for Jerry. Jack of Spades. Thank you very much. You gotta be kidding me. This is my last trick. You gotta be kidding me. This is the big finish, Jerry. You wouldn't kid me. Because you don't kid a kidder, right? Well, that's my set. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of your tricks, giggles, and sympathy. Thank you. Keep the cards coming, please. You know, I really hate to end on such a downer. I feel like we need to have one last surprise. When I was a little boy, I mentioned this earlier, my favorite saying was always, when life gives us lemons, what do we do? Well, not make beer. It's to make lemonade. Take something that's sour, take something that's threatening to keep us down, and make the most of it. But isn't that what we're doing here for Tommy's House? Habitat for Humanity, right? We're taking something that could keep us down, and instead of running away from it, we're cutting to the very core. Instead of running away, we're facing it head on. And when we do this in life, we're going to find there's something waiting for us. Now, in our case, it's a playing card. I'll shut up when you... You shut up. He's feisty. Jerry, for the first time, so everyone can hear, what was your card? The 6 of Hearts. If I got very close, would that be okay? Because this is the 6 of Diamonds. Oh, it was the 6 of Diamonds. Jerry! Oh, he got me good! Oh my goodness, Jerry. Thank you so much for Jerry. Oh, he burned me good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a joy performing for you. My name is Jonas Cain. I hope to see you next time.